Hi, everybody, on this gorgeous Minnesota evening. My name's Trish, and I'm an alcoholic. I am also one of those fabulous double winners because for the last 9 years, I have sojourned with the best Al-Anon group in the state of Minnesota, right, Wendy? And have had a new season of healing that has surprised and moved me. Tonight, my job is to talk a little bit about the sixth step. And I was reflecting on it this week and thinking, what was my journey of becoming entirely ready? And that phrase kept sticking with me. What does it mean for us to be entirely ready? Well, I wish Bill and Bob had had a better editor because I don't know that I've ever been entirely ready. I think I've often been ready and fearful and resistant and scared. But I've been willing, and there's a lovely line in the step book that says the door will open, the key is willingness. So I've been willing. But I was also thinking about what does it take for us to get ready? Well, there's different ways of taking that path, I think. One of the ways of getting ready is to be so utterly sick of yourself, so fed up to your eyebrows with your old behaviors that you are actually at that moment of defeat in recovery, where you're ready to say, okay, I just can't do this anymore. Sometimes that happens quickly, sometimes it happens slowly. But it's a kind of, I've often thought it kind of reminds me, do you remember in the old days, our moms had that thing on the dining room lights, the rheostat, and you could kind of turn it and it would slowly bring the house lights up? I think that entirely ready process is a lot like that. It's like us waking up to new light and seeing ourselves and our lives in a new way and suddenly coming to a moment where we can't do it that way anymore. That was my experience. I have to say that I am super, super grateful to my higher power that it wasn't like I announced I was ready and God flipped a switch. Because I didn't know until well into my recovery how some of the ways I had learned to behave, some of my coping mechanisms that I really wanted to be done with, actually were going to really serve me in recovery. So an example of that is I was like, as you know, somebody who was in Al-Anon. Also, I was a killer people pleaser. I always wanted to get it right, do it right, look good while I was doing it, make everybody happy. And that character defect, where I was always out there worrying about other people and not really looking at myself, was lifted from me very slowly. And the cool, I'm sorry, I'm so distracted between the echo and the cars. I don't know, am I making sense? Thank you. That character defect of wanting to please people actually, in my first year of recovery, saved my butt. Because people said go to 90 meetings. In 90 days, I went to 90 meetings. They said pick up the ashtrays and dump them out. And I was a very righteous non-smoker, and I did this. And I threw them out. They said join a group and get active, and why don't you be the coffee maker? And I just did what I was told. And part of it was this old, bad character defect, but it was going to be in tremendous service to me. So how did I get ready? And and it's a dangerous thing to put Trish Vanni at a mic without a watch. So somebody at 5 minutes, somebody better start waving at me. So there's two ways of getting ready for me. There's the I can't stand it anymore, something's got to change way of being that has crept up on me. But there's actually an easier, softer way to the sixth step. And the easier, softer way to the sixth step, in my experience, is opening my heart to the love of God, is opening myself to the transforming power I found in the third step. It's taking everything I've learned in the fourth and fifth step, all of what has come to light, and opening it up to the healing light of God. You know, we all know that we hear those things when you hurt yourself, they'll say like, let that wound be in the air, right? Or if something's, a little mildewy, we'll throw it out on the clothesline and let that sun just get at it. There's something about the softening of myself through prayer and meditation to invite God in that is the easier, softer way of the sixth step for me. And so I do think that, when you first get sober or in recovery in Al-Anon, you kind of have to march through the steps in order, and that's really important. And then there's a fluidity. There's a journeying. There's a coming back and suddenly seeing a character defect that's so painful and taking that to the 6th and 7th step. Bringing, I think, what's available to us in the 11th step to that process. And then maybe looking at, the 10th step as part of releasing that character defect. All I know is that in every step of the way, when I'm able to soften myself and remember that there is God and Trish is not it, and let that power in through the form of the wisdom of other people, through our literature, through beautiful community like this, through my meetings, through conversations with my sponsor, that healing light is the thing that can do for me what I couldn't do for myself.